I can't smile on this side of my face. This nostril will not move. So there's full paralysis in this side of my face.
But wait, what? In 2010, a song called Baby turned a teenage boy into the most famous pop star on the planet. Justin Bieber wasn't just successful, he was everywhere. Loved by millions, watched by billions. But fame doesn't always create legends. Sometimes it destroys them. Behind the screaming fans, record-breaking views, and sold-out arenas, a child was growing up under a microscope, bullied, sexualized, exploited, and pushed until something inside him broke. This is not a comeback story. This is not a hate story. This is the tragedy of Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber was born in 1994 in Stratford, Ontario, into a life that was unstable from the start. His parents were teenagers. They never married. His father was largely absent during his childhood, struggling with substance abuse and legal issues. His mother, Patty Millett, was raising Justin alone while dealing with deep trauma of her own. Despite everything, music became Justin's escape. By the age of 3, he showed an unusual natural ability. He taught himself drums, piano, guitar, and trumpet without formal training. Music wasn't something he learned. It was something he instinctively understood. Patty began uploading videos of Justin singing covers on YouTube, not to make him famous, but simply to share them with friends and family. But the internet had other plans. Those videos went viral. In 2008, talent manager Scooter Braun accidentally discovered Justin's channel. Within months, Justin was flown to Atlanta, meeting some of the biggest names in music. At just 13 years old, Justin Bieber signed a major record deal, and his childhood quietly ended. His debut single, One Time, became a hit. His first EP, My World, exploded. And then came My World 2.0. In 2010, Baby didn't just succeed, it dominated global culture. Justin Bieber became the most recognizable teenage face in the world. But fame at that scale doesn't wait for emotional maturity, and Justin was still a kid. By his mid-teens, Justin Bieber had achieved what most artists spend a lifetime chasing: money, influence, global attention. But with that came something far darker: relentless pressure. At just 16 years old, Justin was launched into a massive world tour. Over 100 shows, non-stop travel, constant promotion, no real breaks. His life became hotels, arenas, interviews, and expectations. There was no normal teenage life, no privacy, no room to fail. Justin later admitted he felt trapped, so overwhelmed that he once hid his passport just to avoid returning to tour. At the same time, the media narrative began to shift. Every mistake became a headline. Every bad decision became a scandal.
What the fuck did you say? What'd you say?
Justin started experimenting with substances at a very young age. By his late teens, his struggles were no longer private, they were public spectacles. Arrests, reckless behavior, outbursts, legal trouble. The internet turned on him. What began as criticism turned into mass ridicule. Memes, hate campaigns, dehumanization. One of the most watched music videos in history also became one of the most disliked. Not because of the song, but because hating Justin Bieber became culturally acceptable. But what many ignored was that this wasn't a grown man self-destructing. This was a teenager being pushed past his limits. Behind the scenes, Justin later revealed he was deeply unhappy, anxious, angry, lost, and emotionally numb. His team feared for his life. There were nights people around him worried he wouldn't wake up the next morning. This wasn't rebellion. This was collapse. As Justin struggled internally, his personal relationships became increasingly unstable, especially his highly publicized relationship with Selena Gomez. They met young, both were child stars, both carried unresolved trauma into a relationship that formed before either of them fully understood who they were. What followed was not just romance, but emotional dependency, love mixed with insecurity, fame mixed with jealousy, healing mixed with damage. Their relationship played out in front of the entire world. Every argument, every breakup, every reunion became public property. Instead of space to grow, they were surrounded by opinions, expectations, and constant judgment. Over time, the cycle became destructive. Both later admitted the relationship was unhealthy. Selena spoke openly about emotional pain and long-lasting impact. Justin admitted to infidelity, anger issues, emotional immaturity, and being unable to provide stability or safety in the relationship. He later said he was operating from a place of deep fear, afraid of being abandoned, yet incapable of staying emotionally present. Instead of healing privately, their pain became entertainment. Fans picked sides. Media narratives reduced complex human suffering into headlines and hashtags. Their relationship didn't just fail, it collapsed under pressure. After their final separation, Justin quickly married Hailey Baldwin, a decision that shocked fans and intensified scrutiny. The marriage was not born from clarity, but urgency. Justin later admitted he entered it emotionally broken, hoping commitment would quiet his chaos rather than resolve it. Marriage did not fix him. Justin has since spoken about experiencing severe depression, uncontrollable anger, emotional numbness, and dissociation. At times, he said he didn't feel human anymore, like fame had erased his identity before he could form one. This wasn't love lost. This was emotional damage compounding unresolved trauma, played out under a spotlight that never turned off.
Your husband was in a very public relationship. They were kids. People were obsessed with the idea of them. People were confused on the timeline you're talking about of like, is she a homewrecker? So I guess my question is, Hailey, were you ever with Justin romantically at the same time as her?
No, not one time. When him and I started hanging out, like, okay, let's just put it this way. When him and I ever started like hooking up or like anything of that sort, he was not ever in a relationship, ever, at any point. I would never, it's not my character to mess with someone's relationship. I would just never do that. I was raised better than that. I'm not interested in doing that, and I never was. Like, I can say, period, point blank, I was never with him when he was in a relationship.
In 2022, Justin was diagnosed with Ramsay-Hunt syndrome, partially paralyzing his face. Tours were canceled, his health deteriorated, financial pressures mounted. By 2025, Justin's social media posts became increasingly alarming, filled with statements about feeling unworthy, angry, lost, and unable to heal. Fans began to ask the same question: is Justin Bieber okay? Justin Bieber's life is not just a celebrity story. It's a warning about what happens when children are turned into products, when trauma is ignored in the name of success, when the world watches someone grow up just waiting for them to fail. Justin saw fame before he understood life. He saw adoration before identity, and hatred before maturity. Whether people see him as a victim or not is subjective, but one truth is undeniable. Justin Bieber paid a psychological price for a level of fame no child should ever experience. And his story forces us to ask a hard question: do we love our stars, or do we consume them? Hope you liked the video, and for more such explanations, please subscribe to our channel.
But wait a minute, if you like this tragic story of Justin Bieber, then you will definitely like this tragic story of Michael Jackson video, so go and watch it right now.